Attention passionate Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news. So, folks, buckle up because the buzz swirling around the NFL right now is absolutely huge. Rumors are flying that the Seattle Seahawks are in serious talks to pull off a blockbuster trade for none other than Jalen Hurts, the dynamic quarterback from the Philadelphia Eagles. And let me tell you, if this deal goes down, it could be one of the most game-changing moves for our team in recent memory. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds like something straight out of a Hollywood script, but there's actual smoke behind these rumors. Sources close to the Seahawks front office, particularly someone close to GM John Schneider, have indicated that negotiations are almost there, though nothing has been confirmed 100%. Still, the chatter is growing louder, and it's hard not to get excited about the potential of adding a dual-threat quarterback like Hurts to our roster. Why would Seattle even consider such a bold move? Well, after a somewhat disappointing 8-9 season that saw us narrowly miss out on the playoffs, the Seahawks are clearly looking to shake things up. Our offense, which finished ranked 22nd in the league with just over 204 passing yards per game, needs a serious upgrade. Geno Smith, our starting QB, had a decent season but showed some regression, especially in the clutch moments. If we're aiming for a Super Bowl push, especially in a tough NFC West that's only getting stronger, we need someone who can elevate the entire offensive unit. Hurts, with his incredible mobility and playmaking ability, could be that guy. Let's break down what makes Hurts such an appealing target for the Seahawks. First, his on-field skills are nothing short of spectacular. In 2025, he played 15 games, completing 312 of 468 passes for a 66.7% completion rate, throwing for over 400 yards with 22 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. His PFF grade of 98 and EPA per play of 0.29 highlight his efficiency and ability to stretch defenses. Not only that, but Hurts' rushing stats are equally impressive: 712 yards on 47. 5 yards per carry with 11 rushing touchdowns. His ability to make plays with his legs, especially in open space, is what makes him such a nightmare for defenses. In fact, his career rushing totals sit at nearly 40 yards with 42 rushing touchdowns, and he's missed only a handful of games due to injuries, mostly minor, like his knee injury in Week 4 against the Cowboys. What really sets Hurts apart is his explosiveness and leadership. In Week 7 last season, he showcased his dual-threat capabilities by passing for 256 yards and rushing for 98 yards, totaling 3 touchdowns in a single game against the Giants. Imagine what he could do with the weapons we've got. DK Metcalf, who had over 100 yards last year, would thrive with a quarterback who can extend plays and deliver accurate throws on the run. Geno's PFF grade of 84.9 could see a significant boost with Hurts at the helm, potentially pushing us into the top 7 offenses in the league. Now, talking about the bigger picture, the Seahawks are sitting on about $18 million in cap space, which gives us some flexibility to absorb Hurts' hefty contract, especially given that he's scheduled to earn around $55 million per year. That's a lot, but if you consider the potential payoff, a franchise quarterback who can change the entire trajectory of our team, it might be worth it. Plus, this move could free us from some of the cap constraints that have been holding us back, especially when it comes to building around a dual-threat QB like Hurts. A deep dive into Jalen Hurts' career and impact asterisk. To fully appreciate what Hurts could bring to Seattle, we need to look at his career trajectory and how he's evolved as a player. Drafted in the second round of the 2020 NFL Draft by the Eagles, Hurts initially served as a backup to Carson Wentz before taking over as the starter in 2021. Since then, he's been a transformative figure for Philadelphia's offense. In 2022, Hurts led the Eagles to a 14-3 record, clinching the NFC East title and earning a playoff berth. His leadership and poise under pressure were evident, as he threw for 144 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions, while rushing for 760 yards and 13 touchdowns. His rushing ability is a key aspect of his game. His average yards per carry hovered around 6.4 in 2022, making him one of the most effective dual-threat quarterbacks in the league. His ability to extend plays, evade pressure, and make throws on the run has been a hallmark of his game. In 2023, Hurts continued to develop, pushing his stats even higher. His 2025 season saw him improve his accuracy, decision-making, and leadership, earning him a well-deserved reputation as one of the league's most exciting players. His durability has been impressive. Aside from minor injuries, he's been largely available, logging over 800 offensive snaps in 2025, indicative of his resilience and importance to the Eagles. His career stats to date include total passing yards, over 200 yards total passing touchdowns, 56 total interceptions, 16 rushing yards, nearly 40 yards rushing touchdowns. 42. His 2025 season was particularly impressive, with a passer rating of 103.7, a completion percentage of 66.7%, and an EPA per play of 0.29. These numbers place him among the top-tier quarterbacks in the league, especially when considering his rushing capabilities. His ability to generate explosive plays, averaging 8.2 yards per attempt, makes him a constant threat. Historical context and the Seahawks' evolution. Historically, the Seahawks have been known for a strong defense and a balanced offense led by legendary quarterbacks like Russell Wilson, who brought us a Super Bowl victory in 2013. Wilson's departure in 2022 left a significant void, leading to a transition period where Geno Smith stepped in and performed admirably, earning a Pro Bowl nod. But as last season indicated, the team still needs that extra spark at quarterback to truly contend for the Super Bowl. The Seahawks' offensive philosophy has traditionally revolved around a mix of power running, play-action passing, and leveraging athletic quarterbacks. With the addition of a player like Hurts, Seattle would shift toward a more dynamic, high-tempo offense that can adapt to any game situation. The offensive line, anchored by star tackle Charles Cross, who has shown promise, would need to gel to protect Hurts, especially considering his mobility and tendency to extend plays. Defensively, the Seahawks have been solid, especially in the secondary with players like Tariq Woolen and Jamal Adams. The key to a successful run with Hurts would be to maintain a balanced roster, an area where GM John Schneider has historically excelled. We've seen the Seahawks build through the draft, with notable picks like linebacker Jordan Brooks and wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba, who could flourish with a more capable quarterback. Expectations for 2024 and beyond. If Seattle manages to land Hurts, the implications for the upcoming season are enormous. Our offensive projections would skyrocket, turning us into a top-5 scoring team. The combination of DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Jackson Smith-Njigba would give Hurts multiple reliable targets. Metcalf, with his 100-yard season in 2023, would thrive on Hurts' ability to throw accurately on the run and deliver deep balls. Lockett, as a seasoned veteran, would continue to be a clutch option, especially on third down. Defensively, Seattle would likely continue its trend of aggressive, versatile schemes, leveraging the secondary's playmaking ability and a pass rush led by players like Darrell Taylor and Jarran Reed. The team's focus would be on creating turnovers and putting Hurts in positions to succeed with manageable third-down conversions. Looking further ahead, the Seahawks' long-term outlook hinges on how well we can develop our young talent and retain key players. Hurts' leadership and experience could serve as a catalyst for a young, hungry team. The NFC West remains competitive, but with Hurts, we'd be positioned as serious contenders not just for a playoff spot, but for a deep Super Bowl run. Potential challenges and risks asterisk, of course. Acquiring Hurts is not without risks. His current contract demands significant financial commitment, and the Seahawks must be careful with cap management. Furthermore, trading for a player of Hurts' caliber would require valuable draft capital, likely multiple high picks, and possibly some key players to make the trade feasible. Injuries are always a concern with dual-threat quarterbacks, given their tendency to run frequently. While Hurts has shown durability, the physical toll of his style of play cannot be ignored. Seattle's medical and training staff would need to work diligently to ensure his health remains a priority. Another challenge is whether our offensive line can adequately protect him, especially considering the physicality of the NFC West defenses, including the 49ers' formidable pass rush. The Seahawks have made strides in this area, but it's an ongoing process. The NFC West, and the Super Bowl outlook, the NFC West has become one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL. The San Francisco 49ers, with their innovative offense and strong defense, remain perennial contenders. The Los Angeles Rams, despite their struggles in 2023, possess the talent and coaching staff that can quickly bounce back. The Arizona Cardinals are rebuilding, but with young talent and a new coaching staff, they cannot be underestimated. Adding Hurts to the Seahawks would significantly shift the division landscape. The 49ers roster, led by quarterback Brock Purdy and a dominant defense, would face a new challenge, one that could push them to adapt. The Rams, with their high-powered offense led by Matthew Stafford and key playmakers, would see Seattle as a direct rival for division supremacy. Super Bowl prospects for the Seahawks would be greatly enhanced. Our recent history, reaching the divisional round in 2022 and narrowly missing in 2023, shows that we're on the cusp. With Hurts, that window could open even wider, giving us a legitimate shot at a Lombardi trophy. The NFC, while tough, is arguably more open than the AFC, especially if Hurts can elevate our offense to elite status. Player-specific analysis and fits asterisk Jalen Hurts. As discussed, his rushing ability is elite. His decision-making and leadership are exemplary. His ability to run RPOs, run-pass options, would complement Seattle's existing offensive weapons well, especially with the likes of Metcalf and Smith-Njigba. His presence would also open up more play-action opportunities, which the Seahawks could exploit to generate big plays. DK Metcalf, a physical freak and deep threat, Metcalf's 6'4", 235-pound frame makes him a mismatch for nearly any cornerback. Hurts' ability to extend plays and deliver accurate deep throws would maximize Metcalf's potential. Jackson Smith-Njigba. As a rookie in 2023, he showed promise with over 600 yards. With Hurts, his route running and yards after catch ability could blossom, creating a potent inside-outside passing game. Tyler Lockett. Known for his precise route running and clutch playmaking, Lockett would be a reliable safety valve for Hurts in critical moments. Offensive line. Anchored by Charles Cross, the line would need to protect Hurts effectively. Seattle's drafting of offensive linemen in recent years has been solid, and continued investment here is crucial. Defense. The Seahawks' defense, particularly the secondary and pass rush, would need to continue its upward trajectory. Players like Woolen, Adams, and Taylor form a core that can pressure the quarterback and create turnovers. Future draft and contract strategies asterisk to acquire Hurts, the Seahawks would likely have to part with multiple draft picks and perhaps some players. A plausible package might include a first-round pick in 2026, a second-round pick in 2025, and a player or two, possibly a young linebacker or defensive back, who can help immediately. Contract-wise, Seattle would need to structure a deal that balances cap hits with team flexibility. Given Hurts' scheduled salary of around $55 million annually, negotiations might include signing bonuses, roster bonuses, and incentives to make the deal more palatable. The Seahawks could also explore extending Hurts early, locking him into a long-term deal that secures his services and provides cap relief over the next several years. This strategy has worked well for teams like the Eagles, who extended Hurts after his breakout seasons. Conclusion and final thoughts in sum, the potential acquisition of Jalen Hurts by the Seattle Seahawks is not just a pipe dream, but a real possibility that could redefine the franchise's trajectory. His unique skill set, leadership qualities, and proven production make him one of the most coveted quarterbacks in the league. For Seahawks fans, this is an exciting time, an opportunity to dream big and envision a future where our team not only competes but dominates. The NFC West is evolving rapidly, and with Hurts, Seattle has a chance to lead the charge into a new era of success. The coming weeks will be critical as trade negotiations unfold, but one thing is clear: the Seahawks are serious about contending, and Hurts could be the missing piece. As we await official news, I urge every Seahawks supporter to stay tuned, stay passionate, and keep the faith. The best is yet to come, and with a player like Jalen Hurts possibly donning our colors, our journey toward another Super Bowl victory could be just around the corner. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Are you all in on Hurts in Seattle, or do you think we should hold tight and build through the draft? Drop Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion truly matters to us and to the future of this team. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news. Let's keep the passion alive, and as always, go Hawks. Character count, 10, 348 characters.